Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I'm gonna start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and the men on down that teach well, that rule well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say Shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and Shalom to the Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere, and your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you brothers and sisters can see, going to be another video from the brother, the Arrows of Indignation 144. And the title of the video said, the doors shall shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, the rise of unemployment, right? And this video is basically going to be touching on that. The downfall of this place, America, Babylon the Great, man. The Lord is plaguing this place, man, with all type of different judgments, layoffs, all type of different things. And I'm going to go to a precept real quick before we get into the video. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 49. Because the Lord ultimately said that there will be poverty and famine, man. Poverty, widowhood, and things of that nature in these latter days. And we're starting to see the beginning stages of all of these things beginning to take place, right? So, this is 2nd Esdras 15 and 49. It says, I, meaning Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will send plagues upon thee, and these plagues goes into all of the things that it's about to mention down below. And these are all of the things that we're seeing to begin to happen in the earth. And ultimately, they're going to increase. Like I said before, we're only in the beginning stages of these bad times, and they're going to get worse and worse as this economy over here in America continues to go down the drain, man. Right? It says widowhood, so soon to come, all of these women out here that, think they can do everything by themselves and they don't need a man and etc. Right? Soon to come is going to be too bad out here to where, like I said, you're going to have unemployment, people being laid off. And a lot of these women that, by themselves, they're going to be, kind of messed up, man, because they ain't gonna be able to do it by themselves when everybody getting laid off and there's poverty everywhere. They're gonna have to get it out of the mud, basically. For all you single women out there that don't need a man, it's gonna be hard for you in these latter days that we're coming into. And it says poverty, right? And we know poverty is going into what the video is basically talking about, how you got a lot of these businesses closing down due to these tariffs, a lot of people being put out of work and, things of that nature. So like I said, all of these things are going into the condition that's about to be in the land of America, man. Is going to be no work for Egypt, as the Lord have told us in the precepts. This place, Egypt, is people are going to mourn in this place, not having work, not having business, and not having things to do, because it's going to be empty in this place, man. It's going to be just slow. Everything is slowing up now, but it's only going to get worse, as I said before, and it says famine, because this is what all of this is going to resort to, violence, man. When people don't have money to be able to provide a way for them and their families, man, they're going to resort to what they know, and that's to commit criminal acts to get whatever it is they want. And with all of the jobs that are closing down, you just had UPS stopped like 20,000 jobs, I believe, like last week. So, I mean, the poverty rate is going to continue to increase in this place, America, because, like I said, this system is failing, man. This whole American dream that this man has sold you is collapsing right in front of the people's eyes, man. And it says sword and pestilences, right? All of these things are already here. You got violence going on at an extreme high in this place. You got pestilences happening all around America and around the world to waste our houses with destruction and death, man. So it's ultimately the Lord that is doing these things, man. And that goes back into what it tells you in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50. And I'm going to get that. The Lord is bringing these miseries upon these wicked people, man. And it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, right? And I'm going to read that, but I'm going to read it in the GNT, right? Another beautiful translation. So bear with me. And in the GNT, it says, the people of this world who have lived their lives in pride and arrogance will suffer many things in the last days. And that's what we're living in the last days of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man being in power. So a lot of people that were arrogant and prideful and, doing things their way and all of that different type of stuff, they're going to suffer a lot of afflictions in these latter days, man. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is the one that's ultimately bringing these things amongst these people, man. 2/3 of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and these heathens, man. All right. So I'm going to get into the video, but before I started, I want to say fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use.
Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today. I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettled. It's very unsettled. Because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt because I feel bad for city poor. I really do, because it's going to crush your poor.
It's going to cripple this town. You just lost Boys Head, the lost GP. There ain't going to be nothing left here.
This a loss for me, and then they shut down Boys Head. I was just about to start at Boys Head. They shut Boys Head down. Now they done shut this place down. What job do we have in Emporia?
We want to get these people placed.
All right. And I'm going to go to another precept real quick. I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5, but I'm going to read it in the NLT. All right. Bear with me. And it says, wisdom from the Lord. All right. This is what the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, says. Cursed are those who put their trust in mere humans. So a lot of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that still want to put your hope and trust into this system, into your oppressor, thinking that he's going to make things better for you. The Lord said you're cursed, man. All right. And it says who rely on human strength, because that's what Jake does, man. Jake relies on human strength for everything, man. They rely on this man for their food. They rely on this man to pay them every week. I understand that brothers and sisters got to work jobs, but ultimately you got to understand that we're coming into a time where it ain't going to be no jobs, man. And we know ultimately this devil is setting up all of these things for a reason. He's making these people suffer, man. Ultimately, it's the Lord that's doing it, of course. But on the left-hand side, Esau is doing these things, man, because he know ultimately this is all going to lead up to his MOTB, man, his MOTB system, man, that he's about to establish. That's why you got so many people going out of business and losing their jobs and et cetera, man. Because soon to come, if they want to work again or if they want to get benefits and to continue to thrive in this society, they're going to have to take that MOTB, man. So that's what everything is leading up to. It tells you in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan, meaning our adversary, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, gets an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And his devices goes into his schemes, his tricks, his plots, you know, the things in which it is that he does to try to bring forth his wicked agendas. Because, you know, the Lord have woken us up. So we're not ignorant of what this devil does, man. Right. And this is getting back to the precept. It said, and turn their hearts, right, meaning their minds, away from the Lord. And that's what a lot of you Jakes have done, man. You people are so consumed with the things of this world and so caught up and drunk off the Babylon juice that you people ain't even putting your trust in your power anymore. You trusting in this devil and his system, not even knowing that it's about to crash right in front of you. And it is crashing, you know, and it's going to continue to go down, right? But I'm going to go to another precept, right, in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, right? And I'm going to start at verse, this is why the Lord is doing what he's doing. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, I will bring plagues upon the world. And we're seeing the beginnings of those plagues, right? The sword, you got a lot of violence and things of that nature happening around the world. Famine happening in certain places, soon to come to this place, America. Death and destruction, that's what the Lord is bringing. And this is the reason why. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord. So for those people that's wondering why all of these bad things are happening, why we're suffering, why all of these businesses over here in Babylon the Great is going down, because the Lord is doing it, ultimately due to the wickedness of the people, man. The 2/3 of his people and you damn heathens. So the Lord is bringing a lot of judgment to this place, America. That's why you're seeing this place be in the condition that is in, and is only going to continue to get worse, right? So, yeah, I'm going to get back into the video. Bear with me. You know. All right, so we're back into the video. I'm finished letting it play.
Get these people placed in new jobs as soon as possible. It's very tough for the Emporia area with the Boar's Head plant a while back and now Georgia Pacific, but we're committed to trying to find those people jobs in and around that area and work to bring companies into that area to pick up some of that job loss.
It was kind of like, wow, we declined other jobs to go here, and it was kind of It was upsetting. It was disappointing. And for to see everybody out there in tears, like they have families.
For decades, the Emporia plywood plant has been a staple here, employing generations of local families. Now it's gone.
A lot of managers move their families down here from miles away, and it costs thousands of dollars to move people to travel.
LaShonda Hinton was responsible for final product inspections on the line. She says even managers...
Right. And as you can see from the video, you see, though they showed an Edomite once, but you can clearly see that the main people that's being affected by a lot of these jobs that are closing down are Jakes, man, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American men and women. And I'm going to go to a precept just bagging that. I'm going to go to the book of 1 Peter, because the Lord said that judgment will begin at his house first, man. And that's what you're seeing. That's why you got a lot of Jakes being affected from all of these things that are occurring, because the Lord is ultimately judging his people in multiple different ways. And we know ultimately that main judgment is going to be during Jacob's trouble, and you know, that MOTB be made mandatory, and ultimately those thermonuclear missiles destroying this place. But still, this is only, like I said before, the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of bad times that are to come, right? So this is 1 Peter 4:17 in KJV. It said, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, meaning his people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? So ultimately, you know, these bad times are going to continue to happen and continue to plague this place, America, man, because this is the judgment that the Lord has set for this place. And I'm going to go back into the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. All right, so bear with me. And I'm going to go to I'm going to start at verse 11. And it says, but I will stretch them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And that's letting you know that this is not talking about ancient Egypt. This is talking about a modern day Egypt, which is this place, Babylon the Great, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, right? So the Lord is plaguing this place, right? And will destroy all the land thereof. And we know that's going to happen when those thermonuclear missiles hit this place, America. But before that comes, this place is still going to begin plagued with all type of other different things that we're seeing happening now. Right. And this is verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and you Egyptians are you modern day Americans, man, you Babylonians. And the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua should bring upon it, man. So the Lord is ultimately bringing judgment upon this place, man. And that's what we're seeing happening. That's why you ultimately got people out here, you know, crying in a state of sadness and unhappy and things of that nature. But that all goes back to the miseries, man. You know, as it tells you in Proverbs 16 and 18, pride goeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Before all of these things started taking place in America, you people were just proud, man. A week ago, you know, before all of these bad things started plaguing this place. And all of a sudden, people are sad, people mourning now and things of that nature. But, you know, everything was just good, you know, a few months back, you know. That's why it tells you, you know, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. You know, because a lot of people are about to suffer, man, due to their wickedness, you know. So I'm going to get back into the video.
Was left in the dark. I sat down with her to get her side of the story. So the vice president sent this to the plant manager, and the plant manager just put it on the board, and that's how you guys found out?
Yes, they put it on the board. No, we didn't have any emails.
She says they got just 48 hours notice. Some managers only an hour more.
We had a conversation with the managers, like, what's going on? They was out of it too, as if they didn't know anything.
Georgia Pacific claiming the decision came down to, quote, housing affordability challenges, a 30-year low in existing home sales, and that they're reducing production to match demand. But employees tell us a different story.
130 companies plus are laying off in May. Here is a list of some companies laying off in May. For a full list of layoffs, go to warntracker.com. Companies are required to give a 90-day notice. If you are not preparing for the ultimate recession, please do so. Here is a list of the companies.
All right, so as you can see, those are a lot of the companies right there. You know, and you got a lot of Jakes and a lot of different other people that work at these places, man. You got FedEx on there. You know, you got restaurants and things of that nature, you know, a whole lot of different businesses, man. And all of these places are about to close down soon. So like I said, that's going to bring the poverty rate extremely high, man. You know, and then with inflation and due to the tariffs that, you know, Trump put on these other nations, you're going to have food prices continuing to skyrocket, you know, while basically people are, you know, not even being able to afford jobs and, you know, working and things of that nature. You're still going to have the price of living, rent, and all of these different things going up in this place. But like I said, you know, that's because this man, Esau Edom, is in power. This man is the devil. And he's about to show you people that he's the devil, man, soon to come, man, with his laws, his legislations, everything that he's doing. And like I said before, we know ultimately that all of this stuff is leading up to that MOTB system, man, because a lot of people that work at these jobs, guess what? They're going to be looking for work. They're going to be looking for employment and things of that nature. And then this devil's going to come with that new system. And people are going to be forced to take that mark, man. You know, a lot of people are going to take it because they're not going to want to suffer. They're not going to put their trust in the Lord, you 2/3 of the nation of Israel. So they're going to, you know, they're going to confide to this new system. And that's the way Esau Edom is setting it up for people to take that mark. That's why so many jobs and businesses are closing, man. Ultimately, to usher in this new system that's coming, you know. But, yeah, let me finish playing this. Look at that. It's over, man. It's over. You know, nothing better and more to say that, you know, this place, America, is done, man. You know, you might as well put a fork in this place. You know, the Lord is judging this place, man. Like I said, and it's only going to continue to get worse, you know. But I'm going to go get another precept. Bear with me. Yeah, this place, America, is done, man. You know. So all of you people out there that's still thinking it's worth trying to stack up and build a life over here, man, you people are through, man. Right? Bear with me. All right. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 19. And verse 15, and it said, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right. And Egypt, like I said before, talking about this place, America, Babylon the Great, the Lord said there will be no work for this place. And that's what we're beginning to see. The Lord is plaguing this place, man, where these people don't have jobs and things of that nature. But we know ultimately, like I said before, the Lord is going to take care of those that are his, that are the elect. You know, this is going to be the time where you're going to really have to have faith, man. Because, I mean, a lot of brothers and sisters that might have jobs, you might walk into, like the brother I know was saying in Saints of Jersey too, you know, you might walk into a business tomorrow or walk into your job and then they might lay you off tomorrow, you know. So this is when you really going to have to allow your faith to kick in, and you're going to really have to trust in the Lord in these times, man, because it's about to get serious, you know. But yeah, that's everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, it can be edifying. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.